Hello everyone and welcome to Dukeofearle's custom build orders, where I show you a custom build that came out of my very own brain. And as you saw, that was against a master player here, and that master player is proof that this build actually works. And what this build is a very unorthodox build. Nobody's probably ever seen it before, because I've never seen it before, and I've been playing for a long time. It works because no one really knows what it is, and it works because it's really efficient against what most people seem to do. And what it is it's a roach drop into the main, a very fast roach drop into the main. Now that might sound crazy, it might sound insane, it might sound like how could that ever possibly work? Well, what it's going to do is it's going to open up, it's going to open with a roach harassment at the front, which is going to cause a reaction to build spine crawlers. Once they see that there's roaches being built in any way, then that's when you drop in the main, and GG. Everything's timed up pretty well. Okay, so as you saw in this, I did do an overlord at 9, continued drone production at 12. At 12 is when I build my spawning pool. So here he goes. He forgot to return his minerals. Looks like he tried but failed. So after that, you're going to build 3 drones. And the first drone that comes out is going to be your gas. So that's 12 pool, 14 gas. And then as soon as the spawning pool's done, or as soon as the extractor's done, you're gonna put your 3 drone on it like typical. And then once you get up to 24 gas, you're going to put an evolution chamber. Because if you put an evolution chamber, by the time you have 24 gas, you're going to have 100 by the time the evolution chamber is done, and you're going to use that 100. You're going to use that 100 gas for a +1 ranged attack. Okay, so when the spawning pool finishes, you're going to get your queen, of course. And just out of curiosity, I wonder what the other guy's doing. Yeah, so typically most Zerg players will always open up in some sort of this way, right? I mean, people will always do this standard build of expanding and doing a pool to defend their expansion, maybe even some offense there if they could manage to do so. So while you're building everything at base, you of course want to make sure your overlords are in good position. So your first overlord is going to go right behind the mineral line, because this build will not work if he's droning. If he's droning, this work will fail. You need to abort. You need to transition into something else. But if you see that he's not droning, he's building zerglings, this build will be perfectly timed against that. Okay, so I kind of messed up in my evolution chamber. I built it a little late. I'm not going to be able to use my gas as fast as I had wanted to for that. The benefit of doing evolution chamber late is that you can use your gas on your burrow instead and get a lair even faster, which is better in most situations. So the evolution chamber is researching my +1 attack. My lair, or my hatchery, is researching burrow, and I see that he's not droning. See, if I go to my vision, I see that he's not droning. There actually is one drone right there, but I can see that he's not adding a significant amount of drones. So this build is completely safe. I feel safe doing this. I feel good, and I'm going to continue on with my build. Okay, so the weird thing about this build is you do have to be maxed out on one base. So that means 24 out of 24 drones working. You do not want to go to second base, because the zerglings will outmaneuver you and destroy either your drones or your hatchery at the natural. So that is a bad idea. You don't want to do that. You want to be maxed out on one base, have a few drones or a few roaches at base if you feel like they're going to counter you, or bring them all with you. But having 2 bases, if they see that second base, they're going to try and harass it. That's just the psychology of how they work. Okay, so I don't have to build any roaches until I see any zerglings coming, because by the time I see them coming, I can build roaches and they'd be ready by the time they get here. So I can feel confident that I'm not under any immediate danger. He's already kind of questioning what the heck I'm doing. So he's already unprepared. So there goes his lings. Did you see that? The lings just came by, and I just started my roach production, and they're just coming, and I'm going to have enough time to build my roaches before they get here. Now what my roaches have now is they have +1 and they have burrow. Well, not +1 just yet, but in about 5 seconds they'll have it. If you get +1, that means they can two-shot zerglings, which means you can do a lot more damage than you would have originally. So what you do now is just simple burrow micro. Keep your roaches light and perfectly timed. More roaches come out as needed. As I burrowed the weak ones, others spawned right when I need it. And then once they feel like, okay, I can't destroy burrowed roaches, it's impossible, they're gonna pull back. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna put down spine crawlers, which is great. You're forcing a reaction. You're creating spine crawlers. Typically, they are gonna when they do see that you're moving out of your base, they know that you're slow. They're gonna try and counter. So for this reason, you do want to leave several roaches back at home, or maybe just 1 or 2 spine crawlers. That'll work really well. The cool thing about having burrow is that you can burrow your drones when they outmaneuver you, because they can. Zerglings can definitely outmaneuver roaches. So you can definitely burrow your drones for defense, as he was not really expecting that. He's totally like, yeah, I'm going to kill drones like I normally do, right? But he's not used to the fact that I have early burrow and I'm using it in such a great utility. So he has, if you look here, he has 13 drones, now 12. He has 12 drones in his main, and he's got 2 with the natural. So I'm far ahead of him in econ. I haven't lost a single unit, and he's just putting down a spire. Now, the thing about this build is it's a race. As soon as your lair completes, you have to be building your drops for your overlords, and I have been researching that whole time. As soon as the lair has completed, I started researching it. And you have to get in there as fast as possible, because everybody's going to do this. Everybody's going to transition into muta. Everybody does it. Either that or roaches, but he wouldn't be roaches. It wouldn't be roaches because he's not saturating his second. So I know it's going to be mutas. So I have to get in there. I have to get in the main. I have to find the spire and destroy it before I'm in trouble, because I'm behind on gas, because I've spent all my gas on roaches. There's no way I can win the muta war. So there I go. He's totally unprepared. His front defense is waiting for the roaches, but unfortunately, that's not what was going to happen. This is far superior to a nidus worm, because you don't hear it. You don't have to have somebody scouting it to make it work. Like if somebody was over here and they're watching for it, they'd see it, they'd destroy it. But either way, with a overlord drop, you can still drop in even with their scouting. In the worst case scenario, if you were to attack me with what is that, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 zerglings against what I've got here, pretty much another 12 zerglings versus 12 roaches. It's not good. If you were to attack me up there, even if he moved his spine crawlers, I would have just picked up and dropped right over here, and I would have keep dancing around until he's just out of it. As you can see, this build is great. It prevents the attack from your zerglings, or from the enemy zerglings into your main, and after that you push out with a drop and you exponentially take the kill. This build will not work, like I said, if he is droning the natural. If he's droning the natural, you're going to fail. I would recommend at this point, once you got your build going, you have burrowed roaches tech already, and you see that he's droning, I would recommend getting a 3rd base and putting 4 roaches on each base and prepare for muta, which is spore crawlers. If you like this build, please subscribe. We'll come out with some more unorthodox builds that I have, and I will be glad to show you them all as I perfect them. Thanks.